Well, good morning. Today is Monday, Martin Luther King Day, January 15th, and I just wanted to point out for all my subscribers that have been with me for a long time, do you notice the difference between this winter and last winter? In the choice of my clothing. I was looking at some of my older videos. I do that once in a while, just not because I'm vain. I just like to see how far I've come, see where I've messed up and things like that. But anyway, I noticed that last winter I wore a lot of dark clothes, but this year I'm brightening it all up. I'm just in a whole better frame of mind. Which brings me to my quote. I'm going to start off with a quote. It's by an English-born Canadian author, or not author, he's a journalist. He writes for the New Yorker. And I like this quote, which is going to be a little bit about what I'm going to discuss. It's an article that was written by him. Truly successful decision-making relies on a balance between deliberate and instinctive thinking. And that really hit home with me. It really did. But he wrote an article in the New Yorker about the important difference between dieting and healthy living. And he started off by telling you that stopping a bad habit is so much harder and more time-consuming than the process of putting it there in the first place. So I know that they say that, you know, like 2 weeks makes a habit, or maybe it's 3 weeks. And in a sense, I do believe that, but because if if you're eating right, you can go 2, 3, 4 weeks eating right, and then you kind of fall back to your old ways. And I think it's just your memory cells are coming in there reminding you that, not for the good, but just reminding you that, like you used to do things a little bit differently before, and we didn't have a problem with it, and that's why we got so big. But they don't tell you that. They go, we didn't have a problem with it, that's why we got so big. They say that really low so you don't hear it. But it is hard to change a habit. It's hard to remain with the good habits. It just, for me it is. And my bad habit is the weekends, and I had a horrendous yesterday. I was so bad yesterday. It was bad, and it was just an old habit. It was just an old bad habit, and I have to get out of those bad habits. I really do. And I enjoyed the Burger King. I had a Burger King, but I had way more than I needed. I really did. I had fries and onion rings. I didn't need both. And on top of it, I bought a Hershey pie for Jim. He didn't want it, so guess what? I ate it, and then later in the day, I had frozen cake. I had some frozen cake. And of course, I had pop with the Burger King. And then Jim went to Cabela's, and I love their honey roasted cashews. And I ate a bag of those. So, I mean, it was not a successful day for me. And that was a habit. My habit is on Sundays to do what I want. And so I have to get out of that habit. And I know that. So he gave us some different pointers that we could try. Remember, you don't want to change your body, you just want to take better care of it. You do want to lose weight, which will change your body, but you're born with tendencies. You have genes. I'm always going to be on the bigger side. That doesn't mean to say that I have to be overweight, but I'm never going to be like a little petite little, tiny little girl. I'm 5'8.5", and I'm always going to be a big girl. But that doesn't mean I have to be a fat girl. And I hope that makes sense to you, because it makes sense to me. We have problems in our family as far as weight-related issues. And I know it's just the way we were brought up. But you know what? You can look at pictures of me as a child, and I was thin. I really was thin. All of my brothers and sisters, we were thin. And it wasn't until we got out on our own that we got big. And I think it was just the fact that, I don't know. I never felt deprived as a child, but as soon as I could afford to go and buy things that I didn't get as a child, like pop and cookies and cupcakes. Not that we didn't have cookies, because we did. I don't want it to sound like we didn't have anything, but not in excess like I do now. And that's just really bad. Number 2 is you don't want to diet, but you want to eat nutritiously and with joy. If you say that you're on a diet, you feel deprived. And when you feel deprived, you fail. You just do. You go out on binges, which is what I did yesterday. I went on a binge. I know people are going to say it's because that 0.2 weight loss, or gain rather, bothered me. Honest to God, swear, it did not bother me. That had nothing to do with it. I just like to eat. And that's just sad, but I just like to eat. And And I like the healthy foods, I really do, but there's still a part of me that's deep down inside that I'm trying to get rid of that keeps telling me that I can go back to my old way of eating, and I just can't. That's not to say that I can't have the occasional Burger King or the McDonald's or the Taco Bell or the pizza. I can have those things. I just have to get my mindset better, and I didn't have a good mindset yesterday. I just didn't. Number 3 is I don't want to lose a lot of weight quickly, but I want to be mindful and intentional about the foods I choose to eat. I like going slow. I really do. I think the slower I go, the better it is for me. First of all, like I said the other day, I don't have as much flabby skin. Other than being old, you're always going to have flabby skin because you don't have as much muscle tone. And I'm learning about myself along the way. I'm learning that I could have just had that McDonald's. I could have just had that Whopper yesterday, but I should have had a Junior Whopper. I really should have. It would have been just as satisfying. It would have been way less points. I should have chose between the French fries or the onion rings and not done both. I made poor choices, but I realized I made poor choices, and so today I'm going to get right back on track. I didn't even get on the scale because I thought, no, that's going to be a huge gain between the eating too crazy and the sodium in the Burger King, because all fast foods has a lot of sodium, and I know that. But I don't want to lose it fast. I do want to meet my goal, which is still 40 pounds, but you know what? I lost 60 pounds last year, so I think that's a reasonable goal, 40 pounds. But I'm not going to do it if I eat like I did yesterday. I don't want to exercise more self-control, but replace it with more self-compassion. I lost control yesterday, but I have to realize, don't beat myself up about it, because what good is it going to do if I beat myself up about it? It's just going to make me feel worse about myself, and it's going to make me want to go crazy again today eating. And no, I wouldn't belittle someone else if they chose poorly yesterday. I would tell them, you know, you made a mistake. It was yesterday. Today's a new day. Move on. I've made many mistakes in the past year, and I'm going to make many mistakes this year. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes in my life, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it any more than I would beat somebody else up about it. I have to love myself, because if you don't love yourself, you're just not going to have any love left for anybody else. And not to say that you have to just be me all the time, but you have to put yourself first sometimes. And I like to think I do, but maybe I don't. I don't know. It's another thing I'm examining about myself. The 5th thing is you want to learn the difference between dieting and healthful eating. You got to remember that weight loss is limiting, but healthy eating is freeing. So sometimes to eat healthy, you got to eat that brownie. But eat that brownie with friends, because it tastes good. You're sharing it with a friend. You're having a good memory of it. If you're going out with friends and everybody says, well, let's order dessert, and you go, well, no, I don't really want to order dessert, you know, I'm on a diet. You've lost right there, because you're not on a diet. You're just trying to eat healthy. And just say, I really want a brownie right now, but, you know, I just don't think I want one. I really do want one, but, you know, and right now, you know, I'm just enjoying your company. But on the same side, if you really want that brownie, just say, you know what, I think I'm going to have the brownie. I'm just going to have to make better choices throughout the rest of the day. You don't have to announce that to the world. You just say it in your mind. You know, like say, you know what, I'm with my friends. I don't see them that often. We're going to have a brownie. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to have a good memory of this day. And when you get home, figure out how many points it was, and then just eat that many less points. Especially on this Freestyle program. I know a lot of people are complaining about the Freestyle program. I absolutely love the Freestyle program, but I do think that some of the people are taking advantage of it, thinking that, oh, this is free, I can eat as much as I want. No, you have to listen to that little voice inside of you that says, you know, do I really want 5 eggs? You know, or, you know, it's just, you just got to make the right choices. And also when you're eating healthy, you realize that you're full. Well, when I was eating yesterday, I didn't realize I was full because it wasn't the right type of foods that were telling my brain that I was full. If you're eating like an apple, that's going to take a little while to register with your brain, because it's going to take you a little while to chew it, and it gets to your stomach, and then it starts going through your body. the whole time while you're still eating. Whereas if you eat a brownie, you eat it, it's in your stomach, and then you're on to the next thing because your brain hasn't had time to process that. Your body hasn't got time to move that stuff around and take all the nutrients out of it. So eating healthy makes you realize quicker that you're full. With a diet, there's lots of foods that are out of bounds. And when you're eating healthy, especially with Freestyle, you can have that occasional sweet. You can have that occasional treat. Don't call it a cheat, call it a treat, and go from there. Don't ever think that you can't have something. You can always have whatever you want. I keep going back to the Burger King. I could have had a Junior Whopper and left it at that. I didn't need all the extra stuff that I had with it. But I chose poorly, as Indiana Jones would say. You chose. No, he didn't say it. The knight that was guarding the chalices said that. You chose poorly. And that's what I did yesterday. I chose poorly. The food choices you make by dieting are to reach a specific goal, which is probably how much weight you want to lose. But then what are you going to do once you reach that goal? Are you going to know that this is it? I'm not going to eat anymore? No, you have to know what you can eat and get there. Because healthy foods have healthy benefits. It just only stands to reason. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you if you're hungry. A lot of times you're not really hungry, you're just thirsty. So you have to know the difference. And when you're eating, if your body says you've had enough, don't try to shovel in that. I know my mother always said, oh, there's starving people around the world, you have to finish. But you know what? They didn't get the food if I didn't eat it, so you know, what was the point of that? It still was going to get thrown away no matter what. So that made no sense. Just put on your plate what you want. You can always go back for more. Nobody ever says you can't go back for more. Try eating with the smaller plate. Just try different things. Try to drink water between each bite. That'll fill you up too. And when you're in doubt, ask yourself, do I want this because it'll make me feel better between my mind and my body? Or am I avoiding it to think I'm going to lose weight? If you're avoiding it, it's just going to lead to a binge. Don't avoid anything. Eat what you want when you want it, but within reason. So those are my suggestions. Once again, two-parter. Babble, babble, babble. I should change my channel name to Babbling Brook because that's what I do a lot. But I do a lot of reading. I'm a voracious reader. I read a lot. So I hope you don't mind that I share this stuff with you. So I will see you at breakfast, and it's going to be a healthy breakfast. I'm back on track. Well, I just wanted to show you guys that I do keep all of the treasures that you do send me, and I do love them. I really do. And when I come in here in the morning to pick out what clothes I'm going to wear, I just look at all the little gifts that everybody sent me along the way. That's my grandkids when they were younger. But I remember them all. And let me see if I can hold this camera a little better. Here's all my Christmas cards. Look at how many I got. Look how much love I received. It's just unbelievable. And I keep them in this box here. I keep all my letters and cards and things that I get from you in that box. And if I get too many, then I'm going to put them in the drawer. But for now, it's just my hats. So, thank you guys. You know, you remind me every day who I'm doing this for. I'm doing it for myself. But I'm trying to stay an inspiration to all of you guys, and there's no words. There really are no words. I appreciate all you do for me, and like I said, you'll always be in my thoughts and prayers. Because as Winnie the Pooh says, we'll be friends forever, won't we, Pooh? Asked Piglet. Even longer, Pooh answered, and that's how I feel too. Okay, let's eat breakfast. So I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water. I've only walked 2,428 steps. My quote is, it's how you handle your mistakes that creates your success. It's a 5-point breakfast. 0 for my eggs, my berries, my grapefruit, my tea and my water. 4 points for my half cup of oatmeal, and 1 for my quarter cup of 2% milk. It's 5 points. So there we go. Doesn't that look good?